Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. This is Brian McCormick, and I'm very excited about this new build I'm going to show you today. It is Sarkhan Midrange. It's a new take on mono red. Instead of being aggressive, small creatures, we focus on control and our high efficiency red creatures, as well as big effect cards such as Experimental Frenzy, Chandra Fire Artisan, Rekindling Phoenix, and Sarkhan the Masterless. So this is more of a big red build than your traditional mono red aggro build. In our early spots, we have Direfleet Daredevil. This is a great card to give us the 2-for-1 card advantage. It's a first striker, which means it's a good blocker and attacker. And we can also get some value from it by using our instants and sorceries in our opponent's graveyard. We've got Steam-Kin, mostly because it can become a 4/4 for 2. Lava Coil deals with annoying threats our opponents plays. We got Lightning Strikes and Shocks for early stuff our opponent plays. Legion Warboss is good card advantage. Chainwhirler is of course great in mono red. And in our 4-drop slot, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Some builds run 4 Chandra and 4 Frenzy, but I prefer to vary it a little bit because duplicate copies of Chandra and especially Frenzy are not very useful. So I like running 2 Phoenix instead of all of these, just so that when I get more of these draws in my hand, I have more things to do. I'm not stuck with a bunch of Chandras or Frenzies in my hand. I think you could even argue for 3 Phoenix and cut another one of these, like another Chandra. We've also got Sarkhan the Masterless, which works well with Chandra. It can turn it into a 4/4 dragon, so it's a good way to turn this card advantage engine also into a damage engine. And of course, Sarkhan can also make 4/4s as well. We are running 22 mountains rather than 19 in the aggressive versions of red in order to play the Sarkhan and our additional 2-drops. So this is the build. So far, I'm pretty impressed with this, and I like it more than traditional mono red. I think in Arena right now, mono red is expected, and people know how to play against it, and they've tweaked their deck for it. And they haven't really tweaked their deck for this mid-rangey version. Additionally, opponents may believe you're playing mono red aggro and play based on that, and be surprised when you start playing these bigger red drops. So we don't have any early removal in this hand, but we'll see how it does. Alright, so we're probably playing against mono red aggro. Luckily we get to go first, which means this Chainwhirler is probably going to be good value, or the Legion Warboss. Interesting. Okay, so I spoke too soon. We're playing against something else. I don't know what this could be. Discovery and chart a course. Interesting. Okay. Alright, since he has an empty field, I'll lead with a Warboss since it represents more damage in the long run. So I assume this is a Crackling Drake deck. Haven't seen those online much recently. So I think Chandra, I could play Daredevil and then I could attack, then play Daredevil and chart a course, which seems good. But I'd rather just get Chandra and then play Sarkhan next turn if I get a land.
You wanna go, tough guy? Let's light it up!
He's not really running anything that can destroy Chandra. Alright, yeah, so it's the Drake deck. Alright, so let's see if we can draw anything useful. Okay, so we don't have anything to kill Drake yet. So I'm gonna play Sarkhan and make a chumper. Coil. Okay, that's good. So we're probably gonna need to kill Drake soon. That's a lot of damage coming at us.
Impossible.
Yeah, we're gonna... I guess we can Fire Fleet Daredevil to kill Drake with his own Lava Coil.
Well, that was a
We get to
disaster.
deal that damage to him. We naturally drew Lava Coil as well. I guess I would rather save the Daredevil to chart a course. So I'll attack first. I don't want to run into Spell Pierce, so I'm going to be safer and just kill the Drake now. Alright, and then we'll play Charter Course. Getting great value from Daredevil. So he did have Spell Pierce. Good thing we played it the correct way. Another Drake. That's good. Alright.
What know you of dragons? Come to me.
So he's really digging right now for a Lava Coil. He already used one. So he probably has some more in his deck he can draw. That's why he doesn't attack. So
Are you ready?
he could attack with everything. And he would take probably 8, 9, 10. I think there's a danger here with attacking of a dive down. I think I'll attack with everything in case he does have a dive down. So we're still fine. We got rid of the Drake and we bring him down to 3, which is a critical number. I suppose we can keep the mountain in our hand as like a bluff of something. There's no reason to play it. Alright, so nothing you can do about that many creatures, so we win. Alright, we'll keep... looks like a good hand versus an aggressive opponent. Not so great versus Esper. Body Erasure. So if I play Chainwhirler, he couldn't cry the Carnarium. If I play the Warboss, he can cry the Carnarium on his turn. But I think Warboss is the better card because it creates more card advantage. I get the 1/1 right away. Ooh, wow. He took 2 to do that. Okay. So why would he pay 2 and he doesn't kill anything? That doesn't make sense. He didn't do anything that turn, but he shocked himself against a red deck. Trying to figure out what he has in his hand based on that play. So, all right. Yeah. So this is a bit of a race. So I'm gonna just use this to the face. All right, that's good. So we've got a Chandra he can't counter, and he already used his rest with the temp. So although we have 2 dead cards in our opening hand versus this match, we're doing pretty good.
This is a waste of my time.
He also doesn't have Kaya's Wrath mana. So 2, 3, I guess I'll do Warboss to get the extra damage in this turn. I could Chainwhirler in case he has Cry the Carnarium and not Kai's Wrath with the right mana. Okay, so we win this game. Right, no. We're 1 damage off. I guess I'll Chainwhirler because he would have played Cry the Carnarium already. Or Kai's Wrath if he had it. And he has to have a non-shock land to play Kai's Wrath on his turn. And if he cries, Chainwhirler survives. So. Alright, so we won that. You can see our mid-rangey stuff made up for the fact that our Lava Coil was a dead card in that game. Alright, so 2 shocks, Lightning Strike, Steam-Kin, and Frenzy. That seems decent. Razor, okay. And Evolving Wilds. Oh, interesting. That's a good blocker. We're not mono red aggro, so it doesn't really matter. Of course, we would have liked to see Landwar Elf since we could shock it, but... I'll go Walker. Okay. So Walker isn't as good against us as mono red, but we still want to prevent it from getting big. This Triumph. Haven't seen that yet. You get 2 basic forests. Alright. Well, he's ramping into something. That's a lot of mana. Hopefully he doesn't draw what he needs with it. Unfortunately, we're short on mana. Well, I'll lead with the Steam-Kin. That could eventually attack through a Grazer and provide us some additional mana. Alright, so he got some of his top end with Nisa. He'll have 8 potential mana next turn. And that's kind of hard to kill for us. So we can, if we can kill his lands, that could be good. Okay. Not too concerned about Wild Growth Walker. Alright, I'm not optimistic about this game. Stuck on 2 lands. Some lightning strikes this game would have been good to kill all these forests that he's going to make into land. Yes, please attack with the Grazer. It's not a defender card. Alright, so let's see, what's in his graveyard? Yeah, I don't want to play Nisa's Triumph, I don't run forests. So we'll kill his forest. Nisa ultimate's at 8, so we do have a little bit of time, but not much. So I'm just going to attack Nisa, and he'll have to chomp with the Grazer, I would assume. Alright, and then we'll use the mana to play Legion Warboss. So we can shock it to give us some extra time if we need to. His life total is kind of irrelevant. This is more a game of position and material.
The land shall conquer you.
Ooh. I would love to lightning strike his forest, but let's see. Lands you control up indestructible. He would be at 3 lands and no Nisa if I lightning stroke the forest, but I don't think I can do that. So I guess I'll go into combat. I have to attack with the Goblin. So attack Nisa for 1. I'm at 10 life. So if I shock this, he's going to swing at me with the Forest, the Ranger, and a Wild Growth Walker, and I think I just lose. So I mean, I can wait until his turn, assuming he doesn't have a spell to... Well, no, I need to use it before he emblems. I'm just going to do it now to be safe. So, I mean, if he emblems and he doesn't draw Nisa, it's like his ultimate doesn't do anything because it only gives his lands indestructible, I believe. Well, he does get to search for any number of forest cards and put them into battlefield tap. So he gets all his mana back, but he doesn't ultimate. Makes another 4. Okay. So that means we can shock and put Nisa off a turn. Alright, I guess we go to 8. Unfortunately, you know, I think we're doing pretty good considering 2 mountains, even though we're gonna lose this match. Yeah, we're gonna lose next turn. So, I mean, I could shock the Branch Walker, put Nisa down to 8, and have Legion Warboss block 1, but then we lose to the other one. So, but we got pretty far with 2 lands. This deck, of course, needs probably 4 lands to operate, really. Alright, this seems fine. Go Bullet Sleeves. I feel like the art would be better if it was zoomed out more. Just like really close up on its head. And this guy's running Grixis control. I could be running Steam-Kin into a shock. But he would do it anyways and kill it, so. Yeah, I mean, he could just shock it next turn, so I might as well play it now. Alright, so some people wonder why I kill the wizards on my turn. The reason being is I want to turn off Wizard's Lightning and light up the stage. I don't want to give my opponent more draws to get more outs, get out of Mana Screw or get out of Flood. So pretty uneventful. Theoretically, we're favored at this point because we have more top end and we have 4 mana. However, we still have to top deck something. So, see, there's the Wizard's Lightning I'm talking about. So, if he had lighted the stage in his hand as well, he could, in response, if I did it during his turn, use that and then use light at the stage. Alright, so we've got 11 damage in our hand. Direfleet Daredevil is fine as well. The reason why we shock that is because this turn it represents 1 damage, next turn it represents 2, and it represents more damage than a shock does, so. So in a race, we want to kill that quicker. Alright, so we're getting a bit flooded here. None of our top end. Even our bottom end would be a good draw, like Direfleet Daredevil will let us use Wizard's Lightning. Because he's got 5 damage on us right now. Sarkhan would be a great draw. Rekindling Phoenix would be pretty good. Lava Coil, not particularly useful. Until he plays another creature. These mono red, somewhat mirrors can be pretty interesting games though. Alright. So yeah, I'll just deploy my Lightning Strike in my hand. And then play Frenzy. Lava Coil, alright, well we draw that, so we don't care about it. 9 to 17, not favorable for us at the moment. A lot of burn. Alright, so we got Dire Fleet, Daredevil. And let's see. Guess we will take a Lightning Strike. I won't play it yet. Alright. Alright, so if he has Get to Lava Runner, it's kind of annoying. But we have to attack during our turns, I think, when we can. Alright, so Legion Warboss is a good start. Ooh, Sarkhan is perfect.
Behold!
Can we do 14 damage next turn? I think we can. That's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so we won that. He got us down on a little life total, but in the end our bigger threats won us the game. And I feel like against Mono Red we're generally favorable. We've got a lot of removal for his early stuff, and then our late game stuff is just better. So Dire Fleet against blue, I could deploy it now. If it's mono blue, I think I would rather play it because I don't really care about their spells other than Charter Course too much. Because everything else is like counter spells and takedowns. But if this is an Esper deck, I'd rather wait. I think it's slightly favorable for me to play it here, not knowing which deck he's running. I mean, he could be running the Crackling Drake deck we saw earlier, which it would be better to save it probably in that case. We do have the second one, which means playing the first is a little bit easier to do. Alright, so seeing Thought Erasure makes me prefer to keep the Dire Fleet in my hand, because then I know when I have 4 mana I can use Thought Erasure on my opponent and their controller deck, a controlling deck, so it's more about resources than it is about early tempo damage. Alright, yeah, so he got my other Dire Fleet. Drew another one. Interesting. More basics. Huh. Alright, so we may have Spell Pierce. I guess I'll wait until after I attack. Not that it matters. So now we get the 2-for-1 with Dire Fleet. Ooh, Enter the God Eternals. That's good. Yeah, I'm not too worried about Sinister Sabotage, but... And we'll keep Sarkhan on top. Yeah, this card is crazy good. Deals 4 damage, you gain 4 life, you mill 4. Doesn't really matter that part, but you get a 4/4 creature. So, you kill a creature, you gain 4, and you get a 4/4 creature. All for 5 mana. He decides not to keep up Sinister Sabotage mana, apparently. Instead to cast Discovery with blue mana. That's a mistake. Okay, so you place Terramander with 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so... we'll just shock... I think... Yeah, we don't know already what else he's running yet, so we'll just shock the Terramander. We can Lava Coil like the Enter the God Eternals creature, so we want to be more efficient. Oh, so he top decked one. Alright. And he got 2 Thought Erasures. Alright, so... go ahead and kill that. Is he running all basic? Seems like a mistake. Alright. So he cannot sabotage us, so we'll play Sarkhan after we attack.
Let us fight.
And get our 4/4 dragon. So we're pretty we're in a decent lead now. That's a good response. We can't attack into that. So we play a Chainwhirler at least. So he does have Sinister Sabotage. So I'll make him counter this first. Alright. So we're not gonna attack.
I will call the dragons.
The reason why I play my lands is because if I have a Chandra, I'd rather have more mana in play, or Experimental Frenzy. I have a lot of those cards that care about my mana. And that's more important than bluffing something. So Sarkhan, because I have one dragon, Sarkhan will have that dragon deal 1 damage to Kefnet if it attacks, and then I can chump with my dragon to trade. So it deals the 1, and I block. That's actually preferable to him not attacking, because if he doesn't attack, then on my turn, I don't want to kill my Sarkhan by making another dragon. I'd rather get the Kefnet off the table, because now I can attack with both of these.
Might demands power.
So unless he gets the Vraska's Contempt, we're really favored right now. Alright, so I think the better play here, since he's at 5, is to just make a 4/4.
Come to me.
And we've got a lot of good cards we can top deck, but we've been drawing a lot of lands recently. We've got 1, 2. We've gotten 8 spells and 8 lands. So normally, statistically, if we had 8 spells and 8 lands, that would mean we're running 30 lands in a deck for it to be average, but we're actually only running like 22. But our opponent also has 8 lands, so it's not like the shuffler treated us unfair here. Alright, so we won that. Okay. We don't have a shock, but this seems fine. We've got a 2-drop removal and Chainwhirlers with 3 mountains. I don't know, we got shock. Esper, probably. Unlikely with the plane. Okay. Alright. Do I want to waste a shock on this and then kill it later with my Chainwhirler? I think so. Well, I do have 2 Chainwhirlers. Yeah, but I don't want to take the damage or for shenanigans to happen. So we'll Chainwhirler next turn, likely. Yeah, so Lightning Strike the Enforcer. Basically, I'm getting 1-for-1 here. So I'm not really getting bad value because I'm killing them both with my Chainwhirler. Yeah, the reason why I don't let them stick is I don't want them to be able to use it with like Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Right. So no value from Dire Fleet yet. I'll play the Warboss first. I want more value from Chainwhirler before I play it. So I want to kill the Oligarch. And basically what that means is I can attack with Warboss. Yeah, and he doesn't really get to trade profitably anything. Unless he wants to sacrifice the priest. That's a good card versus us. Whenever a creature, whenever this or another creature or planeswalker he controls dies, we lose 1 life and he gains 1 life. So, yeah. So he could use this, sacrifice 2. I lose a creature. Yeah, that's what he does. Pretty good. Okay, we'll sacrifice this little dude. Oh, but he scoops. He didn't draw what he wanted. So far, I mean, we're getting all the best cards from mono red aggro without like the mediocre cards that are just tempo advantage of being quick. Like Get 2 and Pyromancer. Okay, hopefully we draw land, but if we do, we've got a really nice hand here of value cards. Nice, we got our land. Okay. And we're playing against mono red. I don't really want to lead my Warboss into removal. Although I could because I have 2 of them. I feel like maybe he wants to Chainwhirler on his turn and I'll just Lightning Strike it. Yeah. I'd rather take the 3 to my face. So, that's what we wanted. Alright. That's totally fine. So the mirror's kind of interesting because we're both trying to win based on tempo. He'll be able to beat us quicker than we can, but we can also beat him based on card advantage and better material. There's a lot of different ways you could play this game. So he probably has Wizard's Lightning in his hand and he's deciding whether to use it now. So he'll kill Chainwhirler in response. Yep. Okay, great. So he bricked on Light Up the Stage, and he's down to 2 cards, but we have 4 cards active. So I'm gonna play Legion's Warboss, and then I'll have Lightning Strike on his turn. And he wasted all his burn on my face, so these can start dealing some damage. So if we had played these early, he would have been using his shots to kill him. So our life total would be quicker, but our would be higher, but we would have worse material at this point in the game. I wouldn't be sad about a land next turn to play both Chainwhirler and Warboss. I'm a little wary of an Experimental Frenzy by him now, since he does have us at 11. We've got Sarkhan, but I want to kill the... I mean, let's see. I can play Sarkhan and then -3, and then his Pyromancer basically can't attack. Although I could Chainwhirler and have Lightning Strike open too. I guess I'll play the Sarkhan first, just because a 4/4 is ultimately better than a Chainwhirler.
We begin.
And if he uses Burn on Sarkhan, that saves me some life. Basically, his path to win now is just to be aggressive and hit my life total. So. So I'm fine blocking and losing my token, because basically
Listen to them
if he uses
roar.
burn, it's not going to my face. So that just gives me more time to deploy my other threats. Perfect. Okay, so we have 5 mana. Alright, so I'm gonna deploy the Steam-Kin, use Chainwhirler to kill the Pyromancer. Attack for 4 with
I
Sarkhan.
summon you.
And now we're incredibly well ahead in this game. Yeah, so we should be able to win quite easily now. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he has to chump. Alright, so we can play these at instant speed. I guess I could deploy the Legion Warboss, because he's gonna chump block anyways. And I get a 1/1 with that.
I will call the dragons.
Alright, so now actually I can shock him, and then I can use the 3 mana from Steam-Kin after combat, since he didn't block the Steam-Kin, to win the game. No, actually, I forgot. Yeah, it makes the Steam-Kin bigger, so we won there either way. But we could have played Lightning Strike as well. Alright, so there is the deck. We only lost 1 game. I think that was 6 games, maybe it was 7. But we only lost 1 game there, and that was because we were stuck at 2 mana. So, you know, nothing wrong with that. That, you know, you get a 2 mana, you don't draw any cards, that happens. But yeah, we won a lot of games with this deck. I'm pretty happy with it. A lot of opponents probably think we're running mono red, and we can use that to our advantage because they play differently because of that. I really like this build. You know, the top end is nice. Rekindling Phoenix, Frenzy, and Chandra are all pretty good. We didn't get to use Rekindling Phoenix too much, but that's only because we didn't draw it much. And Sarkhan proved pretty good as well. I think 2 is the right amount. So we can play it, but we don't get our hand flooded with them when we don't have the mountains to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd like to see more thoughts on this deck. I think this has potential to be a top tier deck in Magic Arena Best of 1. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and leave us a comment if you'd like us to playtest any particular build in Arena. Thanks for watching.